Well, it was a week in 1996 that Montana was thrust into the national spotlight for being the hideout location for the infamous mail bomb terrorist that became known as the Unabomber. MTN reporters from around the state were working closely with the National Press Corps as we tried to keep up with the fast-breaking story.
It was a story that brought the nation's attention to this small, unassuming cabin in a remote area of Montana. The Treasure State didn't ask for it, but suddenly all eyes were on Lincoln, Montana.
Do you have anything to say at all?
After a 17-year search for the elusive terrorist that became known as the Unabomber, short for University and Airline Bomber, FBI agents finally closed in on their reclusive prey, Ted Kaczynski. The press coverage of Kaczynski's capture was amplified by the fact that the national media was already in the state. 320 miles away, the feds had an anti-government group holed up on a ranch near Jordan in what eventually became the 81-day Freeman standoff. But as soon as news broke that the FBI had closed in on the man they thought responsible for years of mail bomb attacks meant to further his anti-technology ideology, they pulled stake in Jordan and flocked to Lincoln. Those that knew him were caught off guard that this quiet, mild-mannered man was responsible for killing 3 people and injuring 24 more.
There's other people I would have thought were, if they're going to pick somebody in Lincoln, Montana, I'd have thought, not him. He's just too quiet and unassuming.
The events in Lincoln stunned people across the state and the nation. But University of Great Falls professor Ron Haverland says it makes perfect sense.
It all fits in place, of course. He's anti-technological, he's anti-domination. He links the two together, the inhumaneness of technology. And where else would he go but to Lincoln, which is at the southern end of the continent's largest wilderness area.
Kaczynski pleaded guilty to his crimes nearly 2 years later in Sacramento. The entire cabin that served as home base for his deadly schemes, in fact, was packed up and shipped to California to serve as evidence in the trial. In Billings, Janelle Slade, MTN News.
I remember it like it was yesterday. Ted Kaczynski currently serving a life sentence. His cabin that once stood in Lincoln, well, the whole thing is on display at the Newseum, which is a museum dedicated to the news, and that's in the nation's capital.